What's up, guys? It's Kictor, and welcome to the final chapter of book 1. Can you believe it? It didn't actually take us that long to read all of book 1. What, how many weeks? Somebody do the math. When did my first upload come? Jessica, what's up? Reading the chat, Jessica says, I finally read Case File 4. Those 40 to 50 pages sure were something. Yes, I do believe Jessica is referring to the 50-page sex scene in Case File Compendium. Yeah, ain't that something, huh? What's up, Night Owl? Night Owl says, I slept since then. No way I can keep track. Oh my gosh. Wei Wuxian's Wig. Hey, how have you been doing, Wei Wuxian's Wig? What's up? Quinn and Meridia and Kohaku. Black and Green Tea, Sumo. Not Prepared Cost, Neko Neko Me. And Emma and Sugar Kiss and the Wizard of Moss. And Short King Boo. Welcome. See lots of members in the chat. What has everyone been up to? How was your weekend? This weekend, I had so much fun because I got to go to a hockey game with my dad. And then yesterday, Stitch and I did our first ever dance lesson because we are doing a little choreographed dance for our wedding. Hoyu's Homophobia. Speaking of those 50 pages, thank you for donating. Thank you so much. Hoyu's Homophobia says, more stories we can all peacefully go to sleep to. Ah, yes. Very peaceful. Very peaceful, indeed. Wei Wuxian's Wig says, I've been good. Been really busy with school and stuff. Have you guys been? Oh, good to hear you've been busy with school. I have been really good. Yeah, we're getting married March 7th. So it's coming up quick. And yeah, we did a dance lesson yesterday, which was really fun. And our first song dance is going to be to the Howl's Moving Castle. What's it called? Something Merry-Go Wheel of Life or whatever. The really nice like waltz song. And so we got to do a lesson with a professional ballroom dancer, and she kind of came up with a whole little routine for us. So it's been really sweet. Wei Wuxian's Wig says, I'm so excited for you guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. Quinn. Thank you for donating, Quinn, to Poochie Shrine. Quinn says, I went to a cat maid cafe Sunday. I'll post pics of the maid that served me in the group in a few minutes. Oh my goodness. I've been to a maid cafe at a convention before. It's always so much fun chatting with everybody. Merry-Go-Round of Life. That's what it's called. Yes. Yes. Horror Girl is dressing up as Hua Chung on March 7th, on the day of my wedding. Fantastic. Vico into Kitchen said, are we still in the Banyue arc? We are. But we're about to wrap things up with Banyue. She is currently in the pickle pot. Oh, Miss Rosie, how have you been enjoying silent reading? I would like to hear your thoughts on it. Oh, Lunar Skies, sorry to hear about that. But happy to hang out. Yeah, ready for tonight's reading. Yeah, hell yeah. Absolutely, I'm glad you're here. Put Mooching in a cat maid costume. You know, Poochie Shrine would probably make more money that way, huh? Tircella says, I'm eating a breakfast burrito for dinner. At that point, is it still a breakfast burrito? Levsa says, wait, what? Did I miss a stream? I don't know, did you? We are back at Poochie Shrine now. I've had the same stream schedule for the past 3 weeks. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Heaven Officials Blessing Day. Miss Rosie, or no, sorry, Rose City Kimono. Thank you so much for donating. Said, what's up with Danmei taking all good parents away from their kids? Just happened and something's wrong with the chief. Oh, man. Oh, every protagonist has dead parents. Hey, Kate, how have you been doing, Kate? You draw anything this weekend? Gaga time is the best time. Hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, I'm glad to hear March 7th is a sweet person. A pickle jar? Yep. Yep. They put her in a pickle jar. I think in what we've read, they just said it was just a normal jar. Wei-Wuxian's Wig says, I do ballroom too. It's so much fun. Oh, wicked. Yeah, I've, like, you know, at conventions and stuff, there's sometimes a little ballroom class, and Stitch and I have popped in here and there, and I've done, like, a couple swing lessons, but I'm not, like, experienced in dancing at all, but it's really fun. So I think we're going to do, like, multiple lessons before, leading up to our wedding. So, I think we'll be pretty good. We're pretty good at the box step, I'll tell you that much. We're doing a box step, and we also are rotating. Full circle. And I learned all the proper ways to step and lead and all that stuff, so it's pretty cool. Jessica says, sadly, tomorrow will be the last reading stream I'll be able to make it to for a while. Going back to work Wednesday. Oh, no. I'm so sorry to hear that, Jessica. You'll be missed. At least we got to finish the first book together. Annika says, I finished Case File 6 just in time for Volume 7 next week. Is it next week? Oh, fuck. Oh, man, I need to make the PowerPoint. Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. Okay, I guess I'll be doing that this weekend. I'll see if... Oh, man. I'll work hard. I'll get it done. Oh, that's crazy. I totally forgot about that. It snuck up on me like crazy. I'm so excited to find out what happens next, though. Oh, my gosh. Bella Wynn says, will your wedding dance have any swirling? Oh, yeah. Right off the bat, she goes around me like 3 times. Kate says, I've been drawing a bit, but mostly I had to update my shop and mail things. I didn't make any posts about my new stock yet, and somehow people still found it. Is this an opportunity for me to market your store, Kate? Is it ready? Kate says, you also have a package from me coming January 29th. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm very excited. Briarbox, what's up, dude? How are you and Kenzie doing? Briarbox says, hi, friend. It's been a slow day at work because it's MLK Day, so there's been no one really in our family lounge. I bought merch from Kate, and I'm getting lots of other fun things in the mail. Oh my God, does that solve the mystery? Oh my gosh, is Briarbox the one who found your store before the grand opening? That's awesome. Just Another says, have you ever heard of the amazing anime called Fruits Basket? Yes, I have definitely heard of it. I have not seen it, though. I know Stitch has read it and seen both versions of it. What is Kate's store? Let me tell you. Let me tell you a little story about an Etsy. Are you still only shipping to Canada? Oh, have fun at Pilates, Miss Rosie. This is Kate's store. Rise Drawing said, I was at Barnes & Noble and my dad saw the fish Dan made and goes, I know what I'm reading next. Oh my gosh. Your dad reading the fish Empreg? That's incredible. That is incredible. Today, what did we do today? Today, I had the best day ever today. Stitch and I went to the mall. I love the mall. I love the mall so much. We go to the mall, we got a donut, and then I got an iced dirty chai, and then I got new jeans. I haven't bought new jeans in years, so very excited, very happy with my new jeans. You know when you just have a pair of jeans and they just fit so perfectly, like they're a little stretchy and they're comfy and you like the silhouette? Like, oh, I haven't had jeans like that in so long. So I'm very, very happy with my new jeans. And I'll have you know, we went thrifting the other day and I tried on like a billion pairs of jeans. And so I had to, buy a new pair at the jeans store today. But I did try to thrift first. And then I bought new track pants as well, actually. because I've been jogging and it's still too cold to wear shorts outside. And then we went thrifting, and Stitch bought these little clown pins that are so cute. You can see them on my story. Foo 8360, thank you so much for donating. It says, currently 1 a.m. for me, but chilling in stream. Currently reading The Wife Comes First and Mistakenly Saving the Villain. Would definitely recommend both. Oh, sweet. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that you've been enjoying them. Stitch is gonna read... or wait, has Stitch already read The Wife Comes First? Yeah. I think Stitch really liked that one. Yeah. And Mistaking Saving the Villain, like, yeah, the first half she said was pretty rough, like, just emotionally, but then she ended up really enjoying it. So I love to hear that. Short King Boo, I enjoy Diet Coke. I like Diet Coke. Kate says, jeans never fit me right. I'm a leggings girl. Listen, there's this one jeans store at the mall, and Stitch didn't believe me, but I'm like, there's like a little attendant, and this is the place to find jeans. They will find you jeans that fit you. Because it's like, you know, at some places they'll like leave you alone in the dressing room, and other places it's like they're on it. I feel like this place just has the perfect, like, happy medium of they will be there for you to exchange sizes, but they can also leave you alone and don't ask you questions when you're like trying it on. And every time I go there, throughout the entire course of my life, it's been at this mall ever since I was a little kid, they will find you jeans. Oh no, Jay, I'm sorry you're not feeling good today, Jay. I hope you feel better. Sending you good vibes, Spazzy. Sending you and your mom good vibes. Ah, good vibes, good vibes. Orion's Belt says, my friend gave me my late Christmas gift today. They got me a gorgeous Bing Cho art print and some stickers from G's shop. Oh, nice. That's awesome. I'm very excited to put the print. Oh, that is so awesome. I love to hear that. Speaking of Orion's Belt, today, if you live in Canada, you should be able to see the Northern Lights really good, apparently. So if you're lucky enough to have a clear sky, go look outside. Kate says, oh my god, I hate it when I get assaulted by hi, can I help you the second I walk in the door. My little introverted heart can't help it. I know. I know. I really don't like being asked questions in the store. CSZL, thank you so much for donating. CSZL, oh, I really appreciate you. It says, recap. Banue reveals Shalian as the unlucky general. Lady Windmaster reveal. Tour guide Pei Jr. arrested and Banue in pickle jar for travel. Caravan is cured. At Puchi Shrine, Shalian calls Sanlong Hua Chung. Gasp. Laugh or cry count 6. Oh, very good, very good. Oh my gosh, I know, we're at such an intimate part. They're finally back home in Puchi Shrine completely alone. Orion's Belt, my jeans are they're pretty wide. They're not ridiculously wide, but they're wide. One of you guys made fun of me the other day. I posted I had jeans on that were kind of skinny, and one of you guys messaged me making fun of my skinny jeans. Briarbuck says, oh man, here's something crazy. Our hospital recently upgraded to the new age and got driverless robot vacuums. They are so strange. They're freaking Decepticons or something, I swear. It's crazy. Ooh, oh my gosh. So is it like bigger than a Roomba? Oh yeah, before we start today too, is anybody confused about what's going on? If it's your first time reading, I can totally understand getting a little bit confused. I mean, even if it's your second time, if it's your third time, if you're confused, don't feel bad, because me or the chat can help you get back on track, and we'll be nice about it. Unlike if you ask a question on Twitter, people will be dicks to you about it. Peerless Cork, thank you so much for donating. 9.99 more lanterns than Hua Chung. I appreciate that. Thank you. Peerless Cork says, it really is a trip going from Alaska's time zone, where it's 1 hour ahead of us, all the way to the bottom of the States where it's 3. But I'm here for the stream. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's a crazy trip. Wow, I'm glad you could make it for the stream. Yeah, that must be a big change. Twitter is definitely the worst place to ask anything. Rose City Kimono says, I love this last part of the book. I don't know why the Donghua made it a special episode. It's a canon part of the story. Yeah! I wonder if they had to, like, pitch it or something like that, because it's so gay. Purple Lily says, don't worry, we can help clarify the unusual terms they use, too. Also, hello, everyone. Hello, hello! Briarbox says, they're huge. They're like Zambonis, but no drivers. They have sensors not to crash into walls. They're freaky for real. I always think I'm going to be sucked up. Oh my god, you got the the robot Zambonis? Black and Green Tea said, this is my second read, and quite frankly, I'm still confused about what exactly went down. Okay, I'm going to try and sum it up. I enjoy explaining things, but if I get something wrong, you can correct me in the chat. The biggest thing of what happened so far, you know, is we're following Shalian upon his third ascension. He's gone to the heavens, and his first task, you know, John Woo was kind of helping him out and was like, you know, you can go do this task and get the merits that I could have gotten. And that was the whole bride thing, where he comes across Hua Chung and he ends up solving this mystery that was Xuan Ji, who used to be a general, and she had a fling with Pei Ming, and she was willing to betray her country for Pei Ming, and Pei Ming just wanted to fuck her, and was like, I don't want it to be that serious. And then she was like, no, you have to be with me. I am gonna break my own legs so that you will have to be with me. And he was like, sucks to suck, I'm not gonna be with you, but I'm still gonna take care of you. But sorry, it's not more than that. And she just became an obsessive, like, malevolent wrath spirit, obsessed with her. And she's working with Chi Rong somehow, but that's how she set up that whole thing about, like, killing the brides that are happy on the mountain. And so Shalian and the two attendants, Nan Feng and Fu Yao, wrap up that case. But at the end of that, they find this, the bandaged boy has this disease that's ancient from Shalian's time, human face disease. And so he's super freaked out about that. So that's kind of like, we'll put a pin in that kind of thing. And then he's like, okay, I've got nothing to do. I have no followers. I have no believers. So I'm just going to believe in myself. I'm going to make a little Poochie shrine in Chestnut Village. Who use homophobia? Thank you so much. Says, I just realized it's day 4 of donating every stream. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Who use homophobia. And he's doing his rounds collecting scrap, he comes across this handsome young man, San Long, and they get along so well, and they kind of come across some ghosts and have these kind of funny hijinks, and San Long has no place to sleep, and Shalian starts getting suspicious that San Long is Hua Chung. And so Shalian starts testing him. He's looking in his hair to see if he's in disguise. He's, seeing if he can't go through doors by setting up seals for him. And San Long paints him an incredible picture of himself for his shrine because he knows who the Prince of Shanla is, which is very odd. He seems to have so much knowledge, way more knowledge than like a normal 17-year-old should have. It's kind of like, how long have you been 17, San Long? So Shalian's pretty suspicious, but he doesn't, bring it up. And they're kind of playing this game of like, I'm just a knowledgeable 17-year-old, whatever. But they're getting along so well, you know? And then a guy busts into Pucci Shrine and is like, you have to go to the Banyue Pass. They are killing people. There's like ghosts there. There's something's up. You have to go. And so they find out that the man that ran in there was actually like just a puppet, like something that a ghost would use to trick people or something. So Shailian calls into the Heavenly Communication Array and is like, do you guys know what's going on in the Banyue Pass? And Ling Wen has a very suspicious answer and is like, oh, no one really knows or talks about that. So, and let's just say this was happening while the Windmaster was throwing merits in the communication array. So Shailian's like, okay, I feel like I'm being set up, but somebody wants us to go investigate the Banyue Pass. We're gonna go. So, Shailian, Nanfeng, Fu Yao, Sanlong set foot into the Banyue Pass. They're now into the desert. And now, the main thing, the history lesson here, is that in the past, there were the Banyue people, who are like another race of humans that are like 3 meters tall, and they speak Banyue, and they have this kingdom in the desert that's like among the oasis in the desert. But then there is the Central Plains people? And there's been like a border war about the land and the oasis there for like years, and they've always kind of been attacking each other. But then the Banyue people had a state preceptor, like a leader, who had demonic powers, they said, because she could control scorpion snakes. And so we don't know her name or anything, but we just kind of know her as this evil preceptor. So, what was it? Young Anne? The state preceptor equals the town wizard, pretty much, right? So these two kind of like different factions are fighting each other, and now they have this state preceptor on their side. Now, this is where it starts to get confusing. We find out that now, at the border, whenever people want to pass into, like, the Banyue area, there are so many spirits there because the Banyue people were, like, demolished. But you're like, how could they have been demolished when they had the state preceptor who had fucking snake powers? So it's interesting because it's like you get told the story and then you get told the truth of the story. Basically, there was an insane massacre because the state preceptor turned on her own people during this big battle. She opened the gates to her own kingdom and allowed the people of Yong'an to come in and demolish her own kingdom. And so that's why the character Kumo, who is like a Banyue spirit, it keeps calling her a bitch and a traitor and fucking hates her so much. Right? Because she was a traitor. So we're kind of missing a big piece of information here. And the big piece of information that we just found out, which is crazy, is that the reason why she opened the gates to her own kingdom is because the Banyue people, they knew they were gonna lose, or they just wanted to cause as much pain as possible. And so they had like a kamikaze plan where they were gonna literally use explosives and like run into the town of Yong'an and explode everybody. It's like, oh yeah, if we're going out, we're gonna cause as much damage as possible. So that's why Banyue, who was revealed to be the state preceptor, opened the gates on them. She's like, okay, if you're just gonna die anyways, I'm just gonna let these other people slaughter you, and then at least the most amount of innocent people will be saved. And you can see it's kind of like a foil for Shailian, where it's like, you're trying to cause the least amount of harm. And so in causing the least amount of harm, she's now seen as like an insane traitor. So that's like what happened in the past. What currently happened, the thing that was so messy with Pei Jr., Pei Show, is he was using a clone of himself to appear as a guide to guide people, like merchants, through the desert. Because everybody knows, like, oh, don't go into the Banyue area or, like, the ghosts will kill you. Dailumi, thank you so much for donating. Dailumi says, hi, I missed the last few streams, but I'm here now, still in the trenches of my Arha hyperfixation. At least I'm done with the angst now, haha. By the way, do we have a fan name for Shui Meng's disciple? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know about that, actually. Yeah, Arha's so fucking good. I'm also with you in the Arha trenches. But glad to see you here today. Let me know if you find out about Shui Meng's disciple, though. Yeah, so Pei Jr. was friends with Banyue, and Levza just said it was a plan between her and Pei Jr. to cause less damage, but Pei Jr. also did it to get military accolades, because Pei Jr. is like a distant cousin of Pei Ming, and wouldn't like just ascend based on like nepotism alone, so he needed to have like a big battle under his belt kind of thing. So he was like, yeah, we should definitely do this. He's reaping rewards for this. But now he's undercover as Ajiao, the guy who leads the caravans through the desert. But this is the thing, is that the sneaky thing is that if people get bitten by snakes while in the desert, they have to go into the Banyue thing. And when they're in the land of the kingdom of Banyue to get the antidote for the snake bite, that's when Kumo, like, captures people and puts them in the sinner's pit, which satisfies his brothers that were, like, slaughtered in the massacre. And there's kind of, like, this... Because they're keeping the spirits happy, because they're eating, it's not causing enough for anybody to notice, like, what the fuck happened here. Like, there's kind of an odd sense of balance, and that's because they don't want, like, the heavens to be too aware of what's going on. But also, like, Ling Wen, I got the sense Ling Wen kind of knows what's going on, but she's friends with, like, Pei Ming. So it's just, like, this big fucking shady thing. And I think it's written, like, for the reason of, like, why is Shay Lian the one experiencing this? Is because you're supposed to see that he's gonna be with Hua Cheng, who overrules, like, Ghost City, which is supposed to be seen as so evil, and you're gonna see, like, the way that he runs the evil place is actually way less corrupt than how Heaven is run. Heaven is full of deceit and people that are just fucking over each other, turning a blind eye, only caring about things like, oh, naming the middle court and the upper court and the lower court, because no one liked to be called the lower court, you know? The bureaucracy, like, Heaven is just Heaven cares about the bureaucracy of everything, and not actually about, like, innocent lives being murdered. Levsa says, and Banyue stayed so they could take their aggression out on her so they could pass on. Pei would lure the travelers in so the spirits would eat them and pass on sooner to save Banyue. Ugh. Because, you know, he kind of has, like, affection for her or whatever. So, yeah. It's a little bit confusing, but you can kind of see the foil with Banyue and Shay Lian with wanting to cause as the least amount of harm as possible, and just, like, the contradiction between Hua Cheng running Ghost City and how the Heavens is run by the corruption. Straight people in my Danmei? Kate says Danmei makes more sense the second time you read it. Yeah, 100%. I did not understand the Banyue thing the first time I read it. Because I was like, I think I was still very confused about Pei Ming and Pei Shou and Ajiao and all that stuff, but I felt like it was very clear this time around. Oh yeah. And then Pei Pei Jr. is also trying to be powerful because is he kind of in competition with Chuan Yi-jian? I feel like they brought him up a couple times. Because Chuan Yi-jian rules the West or something like that. Levza says, so Banyue was trying to atone for the pain she caused, and Pei Jr. only cared about her. Okay, that makes sense. Arwen says, I ship my cancelled son and daughter. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Pei Sr. wants him to take over after Chuan Yi-jian. Oh, okay. Pei Ming wants Pei Jr. to take over Chuan Yi-jian's position. Got it. All right. Now, I do know that we will get a little bit more insight on that in this chapter. So, let us begin. Oh, Brayley says, I don't have many updates, but I'm still rendering 18 plus Mount Tonglu. I feel like I can't get the lighting right, so I just end up starting from square one. My imposter syndrome is acting up. Brayley, I will punch your imposter right in the dick. You are an amazing artist. You trust your instincts. You have got this, dude. You are so talented. Your art is so amazing. So there's no imposter syndrome. Like, that's crazy, man. You got this. You're gonna make the most amazingly delicious art. And I'm excited to see it. All right. Chapter 11. Poking the Ghost King, the Crown Prince seeks truth. Crimson Rain sought flower? Shalian asked. Your Royal Highness, the Crown Prince, Sanlong replied. Okay, can we talk about how sexy that is? Can we talk about how fucking sexy that is? Because, you know, Shalian's been demurring about, like, the Crown Prince and stuff, you know. Because he doesn't just go around telling everybody that. So to just call each other their truthful titles is crazy. Oh my god. Using titles is so hot, right? Oh my god. Gaga time in the chat. They know each other. Yes. Shalian finally turned around with a grin. That's the first time I've heard you address me like that. Wow. My god, stop. The red-clad youth sat on the mat and propped up a leg, also grinning. How does it feel? Shut the fuck up. This is crazy. They're having sex. Shalian gave it a thought and replied truthfully. It feels a little different than when others call me by that title. How so? Hua Chung asked. Shalian tilted his head, his eyes squinting a little. It's hard to say. It's just... When others called him Your Highness, some were emotionless and all business, like Ling Wen. But most of the time when people called him Your Highness, it was laced with a sense of disdain, like how one would intentionally address an ugly woman as a beauty, somewhat sarcastic. Oh. Yet when Hua Chung called him Your Highness, the two words were uttered with grave sincerity. So while it was hard to describe, Shalian felt that when Hua Chung called him Your Highness, it was different from when others used that title. Because he truly means it. He means it. His Highness. Oh. He continued. That night at Mount Yujin, the groom who whisked me away was you, right? Hua Chung's smile deepened meaningfully, and that made Shalian realize his words may have been too ambiguous. He quickly corrected himself. I meant the groom in disguise who led me away was you, right? I wasn't disguising myself as a groom, Hua Chung replied. Technically speaking, Hua Chung wasn't wrong. The young man at the time never said he was the groom or anything. In fact, he didn't say anything at all. He only stopped in front of the marriage sedan and extended his hand. It was Shalian who went with him willingly. Fine, then why did you appear like that? Shalian asked. This question has only two possible answers, Hua Chung said. First, that I came specifically for your Royal Highness. Second, that I was passing by and was free. Which do you think is more believable? Oh my god, this is crazy. This is crazy. I can't believe it. Also, Millie, thank you so much for donating. Millie says, hey yo, I just wanted to thank you for wishing me luck on my eco paper and presentation, which I absolutely nailed. Nice! Happy reading. Oh, that's wicked. I love to hear that. That's great news, dude. Congrats. Okay, we need to talk about the fact that Shailian was like, so you are my groom. And Hua Chung's like, the groom? And Shailian's like, okay, well, I was the bride, so that would make you the groom. I mean, that's actually insinuating a lot. Like, imagine two straight people having this conversation. It doesn't work. Like, because we're already shipping Shailian and Hua Chung and imagining that they're gay, you're kind of like, okay, that's, like, cute and romantic. But, like, imagine two straight men. You would not just say that, you know? Like, so when you were my groom in the forest. Like, that's crazy. Ah. Okay, so he says, first, that I came specifically for your Royal Highness. Second, that I was passing by and was free. Which do you think is more believable? Shailian counted the number of days Hua Chung had spent with him and replied earnestly, which is more believable, I can't say, but you do seem to have a lot of free time. Free time to hang out with you, Gaga! His entire person and gaze both circled around Hua Chung, going back and forth. After a long while, he said, you're quite different from what the rumors say. Hua Chung changed his sitting position, but with a hand still propping up his cheek, he watched Shailian and asked, oh? And how did your Royal Highness figure out that I am Crimson Rain Sought Flower? This is so sexy. The images of that umbrella dripping with blood, that gently clinked silver chain, and those cold silver vambraces filled Shailian's mind. He thought, it's not like you were trying very hard to hide yourself. Even after all the probing, you gave nothing away, so you must be a supreme. You're dressed in all red like the maples, like blood, and seem to know everything, seem to be capable of everything, and have no fear, and such magnanimity, other than Crimson Rain Sought Flower, who all the heavens fear. There didn't seem to be anyone else you could be. Hua Chung laughed. May I take those words as a compliment? Can't you tell they're compliments? Shailian thought. Oh my god, he's like, I am flirting! Sparing so many words, how come your Royal Highness doesn't question my motives in coming close to you? Hua Chung asked, his smile curbed somewhat. Oh my god! He's like, girl, why are you not afraid? Why are you not freaked out right now? I'm being kind of weird. Like, that's so funny. He's just like, why are you not questioning my motives? Like, I was so prepared to defend myself, and yet you've just let me into your bedroom. Like, you possibly can't like me back. So it's gotta be something else. What is it? Sparing so many words, how come your Royal Highness doesn't question my motives in coming close to you? Hua Chung asked, his smile curbed somewhat. If you didn't want to say anything, and I asked, would you tell? Or you might not tell me the truth, Shailian said. That's not necessarily true, Hua Chung said. Besides, you can always kick me out. Shailian replied, you're so powerful, even if I kicked you out now, if you really wanted to do something bad, wouldn't you just change your skin and come back? The two met eyes and grinned. Suddenly, a small knocking noise broke the temporary silence in the shrine. Shailian's like, you're so powerful, why would I even try? Honestly, doesn't matter. No matter what I do, you're gonna get what you want, aren't you? But he's so calm about that, you know, because he senses no ill intent. He's like, I'm not gonna kick you out. You're so powerful. You'd get your own way if you wanted to. So I'd rather go this way, where everything is just chill and normal. The two met eyes and grinned. Like, come on. Every time they meet each other's eyes, I'm just like, kiss! Suddenly, a small knocking noise broke the temporary silence in the shrine. They looked to where the sound came from, and there wasn't anyone, only that small black clay pot rolling on the ground. It was the same pot Banyue was tucked in. Shalian had casually placed it next to the mat, but somehow it had tipped itself over and rolled to the door. Blocked by the wooden door built by Hua Cheng, it started hitting the door by rolling into it repeatedly. Shalian was worried it might break itself, so he opened the door, and the little clay pot rolled into the grass field outside. Shalian followed behind it and saw that once the little clay pot made it to the grass field, it stood itself up. Even if it was only a pot, it gave the impression that it was gazing at the night sky. Hua Cheng also emerged from the shrine, and Shalian called out to the pot, "Banyue, are you awake?" Thankfully, when they returned from the Gobi, it was already deep into the night. Otherwise, if anyone had seen Shalian ask a pot how it was doing, they would probably make a huge fuss again. A moment later, the sulky voice of a girl came from the pot. "General Hua." Shalian sat down next to it. "Banyue, have you rolled out here to stargaze? Why don't you come out?" Hua Cheng was leaning against a tree next to them and said, "She only just left the Banyue ruins. Probably best if she stays in there for a while longer." After all, Banyue had stayed in Banyue for 200 years, and the sudden change of environment might be hard to adjust to. Shalian said, "Then you best stay in there a little while longer and heal. This is where I train, so you don't have to worry about anything else." The pot shook twice as if trying to say something. After chewing on his words, Shalian said, "Banyue, the incident this time actually didn't concern you. Your scorpion snakes were—" "General Hua, I couldn't move at the time, but I heard everything," Banyue said. Shalian was taken aback. Only then did he learn that Pei Xiu only sealed Banyue's movement, not her senses. Just as well. If she heard everything, it was just as well. The clay pot asked, "General Hua, what will happen to General Pei Jr.?" Shalian crossed his arms in his sleeves. "I don't know, but wrongdoings will always be punished." Another moment of silence. The pot shook twice, and Shalian finally understood that the shaking was a nod in agreement. "General Pei Jr. is actually not a bad person," Banyue said. "Is that right?" Banyue replied. "He's helped me before." Somehow, many more memories suddenly came back to Shalian. Banyue often received beatings, and in the word of the other Yong'an children, she bore a face that asked for it. Oh, fuck. It took a long time after Shalian met her before he learned of this, since no matter how many beatings Banyue received, she wouldn't tell anyone. It wasn't until one day, when Shalian saw a group of children pressing her face into the mud, that he learned where all those bruises on her face came from. But when he asked her about it some time after, she only remembered that she had to wash the handkerchief from the boy who pulled her out of the mud pit before she returned it, and nothing else. Oh! She remembered none of the ones who beat her, but the ones who saved her once, she remembered for a lifetime. Put a pin in that! Put a pin in that! About Hua Cheng. Okay? It's like, why are we going on all these random journeys? Why is there all these odysseys that Shalian and Hua Cheng go through together? It's to literally compare to their story and show how Hua Cheng is the best. Banyue continued. Although Kumo always said scornfully that I had my mind possessed, that I had been completely used, whether General Pei Jr. used me or not, I know it was my own will to open the city gates. Shalian didn't know what to say anymore, but he could feel some part of his heart soften. A moment later, he patted that clay pot. "All right, it's in the past. Oh, by the way, Banyue, the name Hua Xie is fake, and I haven't been a general for a long time. You don't have to keep calling me General Hua." "But then how should I address you?" Banyue asked. That was actually a good question. If Banyue called him Your Highness, seriously, it'd feel weird. Shalian didn't really care about his address either. He just wanted to change the subject. I like how he's just like, it's in the past. Like, come on, bro, chill. It's been so many years. That's up to you. I suppose it's okay if you keep calling me General Hua. Only, there was another here with the surname Hua, so that might cause some confusion. It's like, I have two dads! But then he thought Hua Xie was a fake name he took from the first word of the title Flower-Crowned Martial God, so Hua Cheng may very well be a fake name too. Did Hua Cheng name himself after Shalian? Come on. Come on. That they both coincidentally picked the same word flower for a surname was rather interesting. It wasn't a coincidence, was it? The fact that Shaylan's like, wow, what a crazy coincidence that his name is also probably made up and named Hua. Hua Chung's original name is Honger, is it not? But that just means red. That's crazy. I feel like I didn't like I knew that, but just seeing it in the text, it's like I get mixed up with canon and fanon and all that stuff, but it being a thought that Shaylan actually has is crazy. And so now the fact that Shaylan's being called General Hua, when Hua Chung is the more famous Hua between them. Huh. Shaylan turned back to look at her and said woefully, Banyue, why are you always apologizing to me? Did he really look that sorry to people? From within the pot, Banyue declared, I want to save the common people. ... Shaylan was speechless. General Hua, you said that once, Banyue said. 3 question marks in a row. Shaylan was speechless and confused. He quickly pressed down on the clay pot. Wait, hold a sec. Wait for what? Banyue asked. Shaylan snug a glimpse at Hua Chung, who was still leaning against the tree with his arm crossed, and said in a low voice, Did I really say that? That was his favorite saying when he was only 10-something years old. In the many centuries thereafter, he shouldn't have uttered those words at all, so hearing them so suddenly made it difficult to accept. Oh my god, he's so embarrassed. He's like, don't say that in front of Hua Chung, that's crazy. However, Banyue was firm. General, those were your words. Shaylan still wanted to argue. I don't think so. Banyue told him sternly and coldly. Oh no, you did say them. There was a time when you asked us all what we wanted to do when we were older. Everyone answered, and afterwards you said, my dream since I was little was to save the world, the common people. ... So that was it. Banyue, why would you remember something so clearly said completely randomly? Banyue was confused. Randomly? But General Hua, I thought those words were said very earnestly. Shaylan gazed up at the night sky, feeling helpless. Really? Maybe. I don't remember whatever else I might have said. You also said, do what you think is right, Banyue told him. Nothing can block your way. Even if you fall in the mud 100 times, you must get up with determination. And a lot more similar sayings. Pfft. He didn't need to look back to know that it was definitely Hua Chung under the tree who laughed at that. This is, oh my god. It's like being a motivational speaker and then having the absolute worst thing happen to you in the world. And then you're like, well, okay, everything I used to say is actually a lot harder to do. And I was preaching that to everybody, you know? And so now being met with the words you used to preach after experiencing the hardships of the world is a little bit embarrassing. Even smothering the pot now wouldn't help, Shaylan thought. What nonsense. Why did I keep saying those kinds of things? I'm nothing like that, am I? But I don't know what's right anymore, Banyue said. Shaylan froze at those words. I wanted to do as General Hua said and save the people, Banyue continued, but in the end, I destroyed the kingdom of Banyue. Her voice was lost, and it seemed that no matter what I did, the results were all horrible. General Hua, I know I didn't do things right, but can you tell me, where did I go wrong? How can I do as you said and save the common people? Oh... ... Shaylan replied. I'm sorry, Banyue. How to save the world, the common people. I didn't know the answer to that question back then, and even now I still don't. Banyue was silent for a moment, then said dejectedly, General Hua, to be honest, it feels like for the past 200 years, I've had no idea what I'm doing. I'm such a failure. Oh. Hearing her, Shaylan became more depressed, thinking, doesn't that make me even more of a failure? And I've lived for 800 years, too. Shaylan let the little ghost Banyue in the pot to stargaze alone and calm down. He went back inside Puchi's shrine with Hua Chung. After closing the door, Shaylan suddenly spoke up. Banyue remained at Banyue Pass willingly. It wasn't because she became a wrath that she was trapped there. She always remembered that it was she who opened the city gates and had never given any excuse, like saying she was doing it for the people. It was to help the Banue soldiers vent their resentment, so that they could leave this world sooner, that she allowed Como to lead them to murder her over and over. Shalian shook his head. If General Pei Jr. really didn't want to leave those Banue soldiers behind, and also didn't want the heavens to find out, he could have easily sent a clone to secretly descend and take care of them. Why did he do it this way instead? Clones don't have that same amount of power, Hua Cheng said. You saw how Pei Shou's clone, Ajiao, was. He couldn't take care of so many Banue soldiers, so feeding them the living was the fastest and easiest way to disperse their resentment. Why did it have to be so fast? Shalian wondered. Maybe it's so little Banue wouldn't have to hang so painfully as many times, Hua Cheng replied. Shalian was silent for a moment. But what about the mortals? Hua Cheng replied quietly. They're heavenly officials. Mortals are nothing but ants in their eyes. Pei Shou is a classic, highly ranked god. As long as no one found out, killing a few hundred people is no different than stomping on a few hundred insects to death. Damn! There we go! Shalian glanced at him and recalled that when Sanlong jumped into the sinner's pit, he wiped out all the Banue soldiers in a flash. He turned to him and said, Clones don't have the same amount of power. I see your clone is pretty powerful. Hua Cheng arched his brow. It would be, but I'm the real thing. Kate! Oh my god, Kate! Thank you so much for donating 50 more lanterns than Hua Cheng. Oh my god, thank you so much, Kate. Kate said, sorry to interrupt the reading. I just wanted to thank everyone who ordered from my shop just now. Oh my god, thank you so much to anyone who placed an order, especially if you got the fish preg charm. Oh, Kate. Hooray, Empreg. Now back to the Hualian flirting. Here is a link to Kate's shop one more time if you missed it. Oh my god, I'm so glad you guys are buying from Kate's shop. Hell yeah, that's wicked. Love supporting you, Kate. Thank you for donating as well. Thank you so much. Okay, Hua Cheng said, it would be, but I'm the real thing. Shalian turned to look at him, somewhat surprised. Huh? This is your true form? 100% authentic, Hua Cheng declared. If anything must be blamed, it would have to be the look on Hua Cheng's face, like he was welcoming Shalian to test it out himself. Without thinking, Shalian raised a finger and poked Hua Cheng's face. After poking, Shalian snapped back to himself in shock, yelping, "Oh no!" in his head. He's chastised himself 2 other times. This is his 3rd time that he actually acted out, you know? It's like the first time when Sanlong got a little too close to him, he was like, oh god, please forgive my sins. And then the second time, he was feeling up his Adam's apple and was like, oh my god, I have to fucking control myself. And the 3rd time, he just fully fucking just poked his face. He was only curious to see what a Supreme Ghost King's fake skin would feel like, but apparently his body moved faster than his mind and poked him. How extremely outrageous of him. To have someone suddenly poke him, Hua Cheng looked somewhat shocked too, but he was always calm and collected, so his expression cleared instantly. That's so cute. He was like, oh. He didn't say anything, but his arched brow raised even higher, as if waiting for Shalian to explain. The laughter in his eyes was apparent. Of course Shalian couldn't explain himself. He looked at his own finger, and then hid it away. That's funny. Betraying nothing of his thoughts. ... Not bad. Hua Cheng finally burst out laughing, and he crossed his arms with his head tilted. What's not bad? You mean this skin? Yeah, it's quite good, Shalian said sincerely. But what? Hua Cheng asked. Shalian stared at his face and studied it for a moment, then finally said, but can I see your real face? Since he said this skin, that meant that while this body was his true form, the skin wasn't his real one, and this appearance was not his true face. This time, Hua Cheng didn't respond immediately and dropped his arms. Maybe it was all in Shalian's head, but Hua Cheng's eyes dimmed a little, and Shalian's heart tightened despite itself. Oh, he's insecure. Oh, he's insecure. Oh, he's insecure. Oh. When the air froze, Shalian knew his question may have crossed the line. Although for the past few days the two of them had gotten along well, that didn't mean they were so close that he could make this type of request. Without waiting for his response, Shalian quickly smiled. I was just asking. Don't take it to heart. Hua Cheng closed his eyes, and a moment after, he smiled softly. I'll let you see it someday, if there's a chance. If anyone else said that, it'd naturally be perfunctory. Someday usually meant, please forget it. But it was Hua Cheng who said it, so Shalian felt that someday meant someday, and it would surely happen. Oh my god! To have that much faith in him already is like, oh my god. Braylee said they make me feel like the third wheel. Right? Oh my god, this is so intimate. That made him even more curious, and he grinned. Then I'll wait till the day you feel it's okay to show me. Let's rest for now. I love that Shalian, you know, he saw that Hua Cheng was uncomfortable with the question, or found, and Shalian wasn't sure like what to interpret that. It was like, oh, is that like rude to ask? Was that just too much? Did I assume we were too close? Like that's kind of a crazy thing to ask a Supreme for his true form. But we know, well, on our second read through, we know that Hua Cheng is extremely self-conscious of his appearance because he was called ugly for so long, right? He's just literally so insecure about his appearance. That's why he doesn't want to show Shalian. Just like how we were kind of talking about him not wanting to put Shalian down when he caught him in the Sinner's Pit. Being like, I've got you now, and I don't want to lose you. It's like him once again being like, we're so close, and things are going so good. I don't want my ugly face to ruin it. So can we just, for a little bit longer, be like this? Oh. And someday means someday. Yeah, Wang Xian is every day, it means every day, and Hualien is someday means someday. Orion's Belt, thank you for donating. 10 more lanterns than Hua Cheng. Orion's Belt says, and Bing Cho is every 3 days. Okay, Orion's Belt says, I love all these silly moments between Hualien so much. Hua Cheng hasn't really spent much time with Shalian before, so now he gets to know Shalian better, have these little moments, and fall for him even more. Ugh, yeah, exactly. It's like, he revered Shalian for so many years, right? Is that the word? Revere? Like, he was devoted to him as his god and like loved him in the way that he loved his god, but now he's loving him as like a man, you know? It's like he's getting to know him and sees what Shalian's really like, and you can tell that they're getting along together. And just him saying, I'll wait till the day you feel it's okay to show me. Like, it's like, I'll wait till you're ready, baby. I respect you. We don't have to rush. Shalian saying that to Hua Cheng is also kind of crazy. Like, I love that. Oh my god. I'll let you see it someday if there's a chance. Then I'll wait till the day you feel it's okay to show me. Like, I love how Shalian didn't get all ooh-woo there. He could have been like, oh, right, like, I'm sorry that I asked, you know? He said that, and then Hua Cheng was like, I will let you see it someday. And then Shalian didn't keep demurring, and wasn't like, oh, yeah, whatever. He's like, then I'm excited for the day that you're okay to show me it, because I want to fucking see that face, Hua Cheng. After bustling about for half the night, Shalian had long since tossed the idea of cooking to the back of his mind and returned to lying on the straw mat. That's hilarious. Went from starving to, oh shit, Sun Lung's starving. I didn't feed him. Hua Cheng also lay down next to him. No one bothered questioning why, after coming clean about their identities, a god and a ghost could still lie together on a crappy mat, laughing and chatting. Right? Like, oh my god, that's crazy. The straw mat didn't have pillows, so Hua Chung used his arms, and Shalian imitated him in pillowing his head on his arms too. Just that they're laughing and chatting, and they don't need anything. A god and a ghost, who fucking cares? They just love each other, man. They're just two guys. They're just two guys right now, you know? He mentioned casually, "The ghost realm seems so idle. Don't you guys ever need to report back to anyone?" Hua Chung not only used his arms as a pillow, but he propped his leg up too. He replied, "Report to whom? I'm the biggest one there is. Besides, we all mind our own business, so no one bothers anyone." "So the ghost realm was made up of many disorganized bands of lost souls and feral ghosts," Hua Chung replied. "Is that so? I thought it'd be like the upper court, with a central government. If it's like that, have you met any other ghost kings before?" "I have," Hua Chung said. "Even green ghost Qirong? You mean that lowly, vulgar trash?" "Well, what do I say to that?" Shalian thought. Yes? No? Thankfully, he didn't need to say anything, as Hua Chung continued. "I greeted him, and he ran away." Shalian had a hunch that this greeting couldn't have been your regular sort of greeting. "Sure enough," Hua Chung said casually, "and then I received the moniker Crimson Rain Sought Flower." ... Wow, so that's a good trivia question. It's like, Qirong was involved with how Hua Chung got the name Crimson Rain Sought Flower. ... So before, when he mentioned wiping out the lair of another ghost, he was talking about green ghost Qirong, and this greeting was carnage. What an extraordinary greeting, Shalian thought, rubbing his chin. "Do you have something against the green ghost Qirong?" "Yeah," Hua Chung replied. "What's that?" "Can't stand his face." I fucking love that. "You got beef with this guy?" "Yeah, why?" "Hate his fucking face, man." Shalian didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Ding, ding, ding. Thinking, did you challenge those 33 heavenly officials because you also didn't like their faces? "The officials of the upper court all call him vulgar, and even the ghost realm scorns him. Is that true?" "It's true. Even Blackwater is disgusted with him," Hua Chung replied. Ooh, Blackwater, wait. My boy. Our boyfriend, Blackwater. Hallowed be thy name. So, new Blackwater lore just dropped. He also fucking hates Qirong. I wonder why. Like, when did those two ever interact? Kate, nice. Right? Like, when did Hushuen ever come across Qirong? Like we know Hua Chung has history with Qirong, but, like, I want to know the Qirong Hushuen interaction. "It's true, even Blackwater is disgusted with him," Hua Chung replied. "Who's Blackwater?" Shalian asked, then recalled. "Oh, is that the one called Ship-Sinking Blackwater?" Oh my god, Bee-Boop, what? Stop! Oh my god! Holy shit, Bee-Boop! Okay, Bee-Boop sent 200 more lanterns than Hua Chung. Oh my god! Dude, thank you so much. Oh my god. Oh my god, Bee-Boop. Thank you so much. Oh my god. Oh my god. Thank you so much. Bee-Boop said, "Hello! I haven't been able to really stay and watch the streams recently, but things are finally settling down again. I can't wait to relax and catch up on the streams." Oh my god, I'm so glad that you have been, you know, you're able to watch the streams. Thank you so much. Oh my god, I can't believe you. That's so kind of you. To get to the mention of my boyfriend Hushuen, and then a crazy donation from you is insane. Thank you so, so much. I really, really appreciate that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Lantern's in the chat. Oh my god, Beeboop, thank you. I hope everything is okay with you and you're doing good. That things are settling down. That sounds good. But oh my gosh. Seriously, thank you so, so much. That is just incredibly, incredibly, incredibly generous of you. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Miss Rosie says at this point, Beeboop really is funding the wedding. Seriously. It really, really, so that's just, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I just really, that really helps so much. That's just amazing to receive that. Thank you so much, Beeboop. And Levsa says, Qirong eats people to imitate Hushwen's nature as a hunger ghost, which is ironic because Hushwen doesn't eat people. Oh, I see. Yeah, does Qirong, is he like trying to imitate, because he tries to imitate Hua-Chung with the blood rain stuff. And do you think his cannibalism is inspired by Hushwen? Interesting, interesting. Okay, we're at the Blackwater part. Hushwen eats other ghosts. But Qirong is eating humans. Okay. Qirong's just a huge poser. That's why everyone hates him. Yeah. Okay. It's true. Even Blackwater is disgusted with him, Hua-Chung replied. Who's Blackwater? Shalian asked, then recalled. Oh, is that the one called Ship-Sinking Blackwater? That's right. He's also known as the Blackwater Demon Shuen. Shalian remembered that this Blackwater Demon Shuen was also a supreme, but Green Ghost Qirong was only almost a supreme, and just there for the head count. He asked, interested, Are you close with this Demon Shuen? No, Hua-Chung replied lazily. There aren't many in the ghost realm I'm close with. He says with them in the fucking communication array right now. Now Shalian was amazed. Is that so? I thought you'd have many subordinates. Maybe our definition of close is different. Hua-Chung quirked his brow. Yeah, in the ghost realm, those lower than supreme have no right to speak to me. That means literally nobody but Hushwen he thinks has the right to speak to him. That's actually kind of crazy when you think about it. Wei Wuxian's Wig says that's his ride or die. That's actually crazy that, you know, Hua-Chung does say Hushwen has the right to speak to him. But they're not close. Miss Rosie, thank you for donating a membership. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Miss Rosie. Thank you. I hope your Pilates was good. 4 calamities with an asterisk, yeah. Now Shalian was amazed. Is that so? I thought you'd have many subordinates. Maybe our definition of close is different. Hua-Chung quirked his brow. Yeah, in the ghost realm, those lower than supreme have no right to speak to me. It was an exceedingly arrogant statement, but Hua-Chung made it sound so indisputable and self-evident. Shalian smiled softly. You have it pretty good in the ghost realm. It's only so big, not like the heavens. I can barely remember the heavenly officials in the upper court, and there are many more waiting to ascend in the middle court. It's like an ocean of names. What's good to remember them? Don't bother. It's a waste of your brain, Hua-Chung said. It's kind of offensive if you can't remember their names. The heavenly officials loved their reputations. Hua-Chung clicked his tongue. If they can be offended by such a small thing, then they're nothing but narrow-minded trash. I love that. I fucking love that. After chatting that much, Shalian didn't want to dig too deeply into the subject, lest they touch on something sensitive, so he changed the topic away from the differences between the two realms. He glanced at the closed wooden door and wondered, Banyue, that child. I wonder when she'll come back in. The bold words, "I want to save the common people," returned and reverberated in his head, pouring a mess of images in his mind, and Shalian had to forcibly push them down. Just then, Hua Chung spoke up. Those were good words. Which ones? Shalian asked. I want to save the common people. I want to save the world. The common people, Hua Chung replied leisurely. ... Shalian was thunderstruck. AC/DC starts playing. He flipped over and curled into a shrimp, wishing for another pair of arms so he could cover both his face and his ears. He groaned. Sun Long. Hua Chung seemed to have nudged closer and deadpanned right behind him. What's wrong with those words? He's nudging closer? He's right over top of him as he's all curled up in a shrimp? CSCL has been a member for a whole year. Oh my god, thank you for being a member for a whole year, CSCL. And says, Hua Chung and Hushwan friendship, same vibe as complain. That's cute. Brayley says, that was me in middle school. Hua Chung seemed to have nudged closer and deadpanned right behind him. What's wrong with those words? Hua Chung wouldn't back down, and Shalian couldn't win against him, so he flipped back over and said helplessly, It's silly. What's there to be afraid of? Hua Chung said. To dare speak of the people of the world, whether to save or destroy them, is admirable. The former is harder than the latter, so it's even more respectable. Shalian shook his head, not knowing whether to laugh or cry. No, put that in the tally. If you dare to speak, you have to be able to follow through and actually achieve it. He laid an arm over his eyes. Oh, all right. I suppose that's nothing. What Banyue said was already pretty good. I've said sillier things when I was even younger. Hua Chung laughed. Oh, like what? Let's hear it. Shalian was pensive for a moment, and he smiled softly as he chased his memories. Many, many years ago, there was someone who told me they couldn't live on anymore. They asked me for the reason they were alive and what was the meaning of their life. He glanced at Hua Chung. Do you know how I answered? It might have just been Shalian's imagination, but there seemed to be light in Hua Chung's eyes. He asked softly, How did you answer? Shalian said, I told them, if you don't know how to live on anymore, then live for me. If you don't know the meaning of your life, then make me that meaning, and use me as your reason to live. Ha ha ha. As Shalian spoke, he couldn't help but let out a small laugh and shook his head. Even now, I don't understand what I was thinking back then. How did I ever have the courage to tell someone to make me the meaning of their life? Hua Chung was silent, and Shalian continued. It really was something that could only have been said back then. Long ago, I really thought I was invincible and fearless. If you asked me to say the same words now, there is no way they would ever leave my lips again. Shalian continued slowly. I don't know what happened to that person afterward, but to become someone's reason to live is already a heavy responsibility. How dare I speak of the world? Silence blanketed Puchi Shrine. This is crazy. After a while, Sanlong said quietly, Something like saving the common people. It really doesn't matter how you do it. But although brave, it's foolish. Yeah, Shalian agreed. Hua Chung continued. Although foolish, it's brave. ... Shalian grinned. Thanks. You're welcome, Hua Chung said. The two stared at the holy ceiling of Puchi Shrine in amiable silence, and Hua Chung spoke up again after a while. You know, Your Highness, we've only known each other for a few days. Is it all right for you to say so much to me? Well, Shalian huffed. What's the problem? Whatever. Those who have known each other for decades can become strangers in a day. We met by chance, and we may part by chance. If we like each other, then we shall continue to meet. If we don't, then we shall part. At the end of the day, there's no banquet in the world that doesn't come to an end. So let's take it easy, and I'll say what I want to say. Put a fucking pin in that! Ah! Ah! Yes! Hua Chung seemed to have chuckled. Then suddenly he said, If. Shalian turned his head to face him. If? Hua Cheng didn't turn around, but continued to stare at the dilapidated ceiling of the shrine, and Shalian could only see this handsome young man's left profile. Hua Cheng said softly, "If I was ugly." "Huh?" Shalian gaped. Hua Cheng finally turned his head slightly. "If my true appearance is ugly, would you still want to see it?" Shalian was taken aback. "Is it? Although there's no real reason, I never thought your true appearance would be too horrible looking." This is so good. "Who knows," Hua Cheng said half-jokingly. "What if I'm discolored, disfigured, ugly, monstrous, and horrible? What will you do?" Notice how the first thing he said was discolored. Like, you know, that could mean so many different things, but like his original fucking deformity was a discolored eye. Like, he doesn't have the eye anymore, you know? Fuck, man. I love that Hua Cheng is so insecure. It makes him such a good character. At first, Shalian thought this line of inquiry was rather fascinating. So the overlord of the ghost realm, the one called the Devil Incarnate, and feared by all in the heavens, would care about his looks? But when he thought about it deeply, he didn't think it was very funny anymore. He vaguely recalled in the many rumored backstories of Hua Cheng, one said that he was a disfigured child from birth, or something along those lines. If that was true, then he must have grown up discriminated against by others. Maybe that was why he was particularly sensitive about his appearance. Thus, Shalian chewed on his words. "Well," he used his warmest, most sincere voice. "To be honest, the reason I want to see your true appearance is only because, you see, we're already like this." Hua Cheng piped up. "Like what?" "Well, we're sort of friends now, right? So if we're friends, then we should be honest with each other. My wanting to see your true appearance has nothing to do with how you look. You asked what I would do, but of course I wouldn't do anything. Don't worry, as long as it's your real face, I'm sure I'll..." Why are you laughing? I'm being serious. Gee, that's fucking hilarious. When Shalian reached the last part, he could feel the youth next to him shaking. He froze for a moment at first and thought, are my words so moving he's touched like this? And was too embarrassed to turn around to see. But after a while, the soft laughter from next to him very obviously leaked out. Shalian felt rather deflated and placed a hand on his shoulder to give it a little push. "Sanlang, why are you laughing so much? Did I say something wrong?" Hua Cheng immediately stopped shaking and turned around. "No, you're very right." Shalian felt even more deflated at those words. "You're so insincere." "I promise you won't find another person more sincere than me in this world," Hua Cheng replied. Shalian didn't want to talk anymore and flipped over, his back facing Hua Cheng. "Forget it. Time to sleep. Don't talk." Hua Cheng chuckled again, then said, "Next time." Even though he was determined to sleep, hearing Hua Cheng speak, Shalian couldn't resist replying. "What's next time?" Hua Cheng whispered, "The next time we meet, I will use my true appearance to greet you." Ah! So, why do you guys think he was laughing? Do you think he was laughing because it was so easy? Do you think he was laughing because it was something that he was so worried about, and Shalian just dispelled all those worries just like that? CSEL says, could also be because Shalian just went ahead and called them friends, and it hasn't even been a week. He probably thought this would take a lot longer. Yeah, that's true. I'm curious if anybody, when they were reading this, if they didn't believe that Hua Cheng was actually self-conscious. I'm curious if anybody read this and thought that Hua Cheng was being, like, facetious. If he's like, would you still like me if I was ugly? like testing what Shalian would say. And then when Shalian goes on that whole rant and is like, of course I wouldn't care if you were ugly or not, and then he kind of laughs. Kate says, nah, I know that guy has issues. CSCL says, I didn't believe it. I thought he was just being cautious around a heavenly official. Moaday says Danny Mata probably would think that way. Empire's Prince said, on my first read, I still did not trust him. Wizard of Moss said, when I was first reading this, I was mostly focused on how trusting Shalian was and whether or not Hua Chung could potentially be evil. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting trying to read this without, like, us knowing the truth that, like, you know, he totally was fucking, like, discriminated against for his appearance. Yeah, XYZ says, I think so. If someone forgot or missed the disfigured child part of the rumors. Dan May Reader has been a member for 11 months and says, hello, oh my god, almost a year. I gotta go, but thank you for being the space that I can be happy in during some tough times in my life. Have a good night. Oh, that's so sweet to hear that. I love to hear that. That's wonderful. I'm glad that I can be a happy space for any time. Even the tough times, good times, I'm just happy to have you here and be in the community. So thank you so much for letting me know that. That's so nice of you. Caraway says, the Donghua art and dub team did a good job at making him seem sincere, even while being catty. Yeah. It's interesting. You can, like, look at it from, like, is he kind of, like, fishing for that? Like, is he... You could look at it and, like, is he actually not that insecure about his appearance? But he was just very curious about what Shalian's response would be? Or is he deeply insecure about his appearance and genuinely nervous about what Shalian would say? And because he laughs, it's like, are you taking that as a laugh of relief of him just being like, wow, of course it was that easy? Or is it a laugh of like, oh my gosh, he's just too good for this world. Like, I was kind of testing him, and of course he'd have a beautiful answer like that, you know? Brayley saying he's too good for me. Yeah, yeah. I think it's definitely more fun to believe that Hua Chung, you know, definitely is more. And like it's the how he reacted when Shalian, like, touched him. Remember on the ox cart, and how he was like, like, that wasn't planned. Like, him, you know, you could argue that maybe he's, like, being a little ooh-woo on purpose about his ugly appearance, but he has that real insecure dog in him, for real. Because remember how he fucking, like, gasped when Shalian touched him? So I think he's genuinely insecure. And you know what's kind of funny too is, like, we're only in book 1, and we're having a lot of fun with this, you know. When Hua Chung says, Shailian says, "Did I say something wrong?" Hua Cheng says, "No, you're very right." And Shailian feels even more deflated at those words and says, "You're so insincere." He's like, "You're teasing me now. Like, you're laughing at my words, but now you're saying that what I said was right. So, like, I don't believe anything you say." And then Hua Cheng says, "I promise you won't find another person more sincere than me in this world." And, like, we know, because we know Hua Cheng ends up being a good guy, a very, very sincere guy who has loved Shailian for so many years. Sincerely. Truly. But reading that line, you can almost be like, is that him just being mega sarcastic? Like, Shailian, like, says, like, he doesn't want to talk anymore. He says, forget it after that. Like, he doesn't believe Hua Cheng when he says that. Like, he still thinks it's like, Yeah, Hua Cheng has a great contrast. FD says it's because he does do like kind of insincere fishing for compliments, but then has these very sincere moments of insecurity. And this is almost one where it's kind of mixing together. Anyways, it's fun just to talk about it. We know what's up. And then he says, next time we meet, I will use my true appearance to greet you. There was much to ponder about those words, and Shailian should have kept questioning him, but after a long night, an unstoppable drowsiness overtook him, and he couldn't hang on, falling into a deep slumber. The next morning, when Shailian woke, the spot next to him was already empty. He scrambled to get up and walked around the shrine in a daze. When he opened the door, there were no figures to be seen outside. It seemed like it was true. The youth had indeed left. However, the fallen leaves had been swept into a pile, and next to that pile stood a small clay pot. Shailian took the pot inside and placed it on the altar. Right then, he suddenly noticed that there seemed to be something extra on his usually bare chest. Okay, wait, we have to talk about this. Never Finished Story donated. Thank you so much. And says, I would do anything to have these from his POV and see how much of a Shenjingqiu like panic there would be. Yeah, right? Okay. The fact that he gave Shailian his ashes right now is like, okay, now interpret the moment where he laughed. Where he's like, Shailian, if I was fucking ugly, would you still love me? And Shailian has the perfect answer. And it's like, well, we're already friends, so obviously I just want to see your face just because I want to be honest with you, And that was just such a perfect response that Hua Cheng, like, he could almost laugh as just like, oh my god, I can't fucking believe this. Like, I can't believe it. Like, I have loved him for so long, and I finally am here, and I'm in his bed, and he's amazing. He's still just as sincere as I always knew him to be, and I'm so lucky, and that's why he laughs. And then him waking up with his fucking ashes is crazy. Oh my gosh. Like, isn't that, I feel like that's this is why you just have to keep reading. I feel like that's the perfect little, like, to fix what we were even, like, considering. He raised his hand to touch it and found that just below the cursed collar there was an exceedingly thin chain hanging loose and light. Shailian immediately removed it from his neck. Turned out it was a silver chain, so thin and light that he hadn't even felt anything on him before. And dangling from the chain there was a crystal clear ring. Here's a picture. And that's the end. Oh my god. We finished book 1, everyone. Oh my god. Oh, god, and it ends on such a romantic note. Oh! Oh my god. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. I love that. I love that it ends right on him getting his fucking ashes. Ah, that's so good. Oh, it's so romantic. Oh my god. Oh. I just love how it's so easy between them. Oh, man. Oh, I'm so excited to read the next book when Hua Chung's in his domain and Shalian gets to be, like, treated and, like, he's just so sexy and in control. Like, it's so good. It's, the cursed shackle on his neck. It's like the tattoo. Dar Lady says, with Shalian's luck, I'd be worried he accidentally get hurt and get the ring crushed with it. Well, if Shalian were to somehow die, Hua Chung wouldn't want to live anyways. But that's what he says in the earlier chapter, right? He's like, because Shalian's like, wow, that's crazy to give someone like that trust is just wild, and Hua Chung's like, it's not crazy. I would willingly, like, if you love someone, you got to give them the power to kill you. Tiercella says, do we get to know what the curse is, or is that a spoiler? We were already told what the cursed shackles do earlier. They completely nerf Shalian's power because he's like an almighty powerful god, right? So he cannot, like, obtain spiritual energy and use it like the other gods. He has two that completely nerf his power. And he also can't die. So, yeah, you don't have to worry about his ashes or Shalian. Tanishka says, how do people know it was his ashes? I think it's because, well, earlier in the chapter, Hua Chung was talking about his ashes and how you would give it to your loved one, and how he was so adamant about how he would give them to the person he loved, right? And then Shalian wakes up with a crystal ring. Yeah, at the very end, Shalian's like, what? Right? Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I'm unable to read these stories and not spoil it. It's way too fun to discuss everything. It's so romantic. Shalian does not know it's his ashes though, so he just woke up with this like incredible piece of jewelry. Never finished story said, I clocked it here though on the first read. Yeah. Yeah, I think so as well. That most people are kind of assuming that's what it is. He's good with his hands. Shani says, I wonder how the other Ghost Kings have their ashes. Oh, I have such a good headcanon for Hushuan's ashes. Oh, that's... I love the headcanon for that. Do you know what I'm talking about? Is it a fish? Lots of people don't know this? Oh my god. Well, that he put them in the Windmaster fan when he gives the fan back to the Windmaster? Because that was such an impactful scene when he gives the fan back to her. Yeah, I mean, he fully fucking shoves the Windmaster and throws it at him. But giving back the fan is insane. That's why I ship Beefleaf so hard, is because of that moment. Isn't it? Never Finished Story says that moment is so well written, right? Oh, it's so good. That moment singled the ship wasn't sunk. Yes. He didn't shove them, he punched them across the street. B-Boop says, these reading streams are really making me realize how many lines I skip. Too many words, I guess. That's how I feel sometimes, too. On the reread, I'm like, oh my god. Lunar Sky says, I love your headcanon. I also like to think that his ashes are in a bell made of shells, like a lot of island cultures. Aw, that's nice, too. Quinn, thank you for donating, said, I headcanon Chirong hid his ashes with Shalian's mom's, the only person to show him kindness. Ooh. Oh, I hate that fucking scene, though. That's one of the worst scenes in the book. That scene made me so mad. That scene, oh my god, that scene made me feel sick. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, the part with Shalian's mom's. That was so upsetting. I know, I don't know if I'd ever been more mad at a character than in that part. The mausoleum. Oh, the mausoleum. Oh. Orion's Belt says, listen, I love Chirong, but I can still say that was fucked up. Yeah. Kate says, kind of hard to talk TGCF and not spoil some things, to be honest. I know, I know. I'm like, I know I was saying, like, while we're reading, let's try and focus on what we're reading. But I think because as we were approaching the end of Volume 1, I was just like, oh, there's so much stuff I want to talk about, so... That's the problem with a very plot-heavy, well-written series. Yeah, exactly. And like, oh my god. Oh, it's so good. It's so fun. Katerina Bell says Chirong isn't right in the head, but in the end he pulls through for certain things. Yeah, I will agree with that 100%. And that's why it's such a fucking good story, is because even like the despicable characters you love, like a character that has a scene like that where you just feel so sick and you hate them so much, in the end you're like rooting for them. Night Owl says, once we move to the gambling den, I'll be an unknown terror. What? No way! Wait, okay, I have to do a poll. How many people here... Wait. Okay, vote on the poll for how much you've read the book. And Jessica says, better question, do we remember it? Well, exactly, right? Like, I don't remember everything. The last time I read it was like, what, 4 or 5 years ago now? Wait, Emma, you haven't read all of it? Oh my gosh. That's so crazy to me. I mean, and even to be crazy too, is I haven't read all of the extras. So... Hey, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just like, this is so exciting. There's so many new things that people are going to get to experience. This is wonderful. And Night Owl says, I don't have time to read. That's why I'm relying on Kichter. Oh, that's awesome. That is incredible. And you know, I will say, like, you know, there are a few crazy things that can be spoiled in TGCF, but it's not really about that. Like, I would say that, you know, you could be spoiled by everything in Heaven Official's Blessing and, like, still enjoy it to the max. Whereas with Arha, I think you really, really need to not know anything going in. I'm at the 33 officials chapter. I just stopped because I knew it was coming and needed a break. Then just never continued. Oh, that part is so... Oh, yeah. Yeah, that part's... Yeah. Oh, fuck, man. Oh, it's so good. Is book 6... the book 4 part when Jalen, like, because like in the original fan translation, book 4 was when everything was fucking crazy and awful. I guess that's in book 6 now in the actual publication. Shit. Okay, very understandable. Yeah, that means so many people don't know about the mecha fight. That's fucking crazy. Well, you know, like, book 4 is book 4, now book 6, is so fucked up, but I do think it's one of my favorite fucking arcs. It's incredible. Yeah. Is book 6 stabbing motion? Was it a stabbing motion or was it another motion? Who knows? Kate says the mech fight really surprised me. Me too. I was like, I can't believe I haven't seen art of this. Oh, yeah, the Yao flowers and the small cave scene. That's fucking crazy as well. That's like some scum villain shit. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wei Wuxian's Wake says the mecha fight was insane. Who could have ever expected that? Yeah. Get through book 4 for the sake of the mecha fight. Oh, and the heat scene. Oh my god. Is there Papa Pollen too? No, that I won't spoil. If we got a season 3, the Yao flower and that scene would be the only one they would censor. Oh my god. They'd probably just make it so that he's in pain and not that he's in horny pain. And they'd make the flowers really ambiguous. They can't skip the scene though. That's how he gets the red string on his finger. Would it be censored if it's women? Yeah, good. Yeah, exactly, because they are women, and then they're like, it's just, what if we changed forms, and then it's ambiguous and you don't get to see what the form is? Oh my god. But we will miss the best part! The accidental nipple brush! At this point, this is, I think the stream is full of spoilers at this point. If you do, like, we gotta say goodbye. There's so many spoilers in the chat right now. No, I'm not mad. I'm just saying, if you don't want to be spoiled, I mean, I'm enjoying talking about everything. Night Owl says, "Oh please, everyone's being pretty tame." Thank you, Night Owl. I know. It feels bad when I hear people say like, "Oh, don't spoil," because it's like, "Oh, well, we're having fun chatting," and then that like puts a damper on it. But then I also feel bad because I don't want to spoil anybody. Gee says Yin-Yu is sad. Big spoiler. Oh my god. Let's go back to how Hua Chung was like, no one who's a Supreme is... No one other than anyone who's a Supreme is allowed to talk to me. But also that other Supreme guy and me are totally not friends. Claire says, I'm a mecha girly, so I'm excited for the mecha. Yes. I'm excited to hear an actual mecha girly's reaction to the mecha fight. Orion says, by the time half these spoilers happen, it'll be so long you've forgotten them. Yeah. Rose City says, it's hard not to spoil stuff when the series has been done for a couple years. Yeah, I know. I feel like we spoil stuff in our, like, TikTok videos and stuff, too. It's so fucking long that, don't worry, there will definitely be something that you were definitely unprepared for. Is it a mecha fight or a kaiju battle? It is a mecha fight. Meridia said, I think it's funny that Hua Chung was the one who brought up Blackwater, and he called him Blackwater casually, as if that's just his name. Yeah. That's true. Hushuen and Hua Chung have sleepovers. Spoiler alert, Windmaster is fabulous. Aw, not prepared cost. Oh my god, thank you so much for such a kind donation, dude. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you. Oh my god. Huzzah for finishing the first novel. Yay! Yeah, that's awesome. I'm really excited to start the next volume tomorrow. Hua Chung is just too nonchalant to admit he has a bestie. I love that. I love it. Awkward college roommates. Yeah, exactly. It's like, they kind of have to respect each other. It's like, I respect the grind that you went through. You also came out of Mount Tonglu, and for that, I respect you. But also, I'm busy. But also, I need your help. Brayley said Hushuen and Hua Chung talk mad shit for real. Oh yeah, I bet the bitch sessions between those two is just absolutely nuts. That's so funny. Sumo says, I may or may not have a fun thing to mention tomorrow that happens in the revised edition. Ooh, okay. I'm interested to see the differences. Swashbuck says, but also, I'm busy. Yeah. But also, can you feed Peanut Jr.? The fact that Hua Chung fucking feeds his fish is amazing. That was one of the best things I ever found out. And that was something that MXTX, like, it's not in any of the books, but it was like as like a side note that she posted. But it's canon. It was like, what is Hushwen's debt for? And a part of it was pet care. So funny. Also, I can't remember who said it, but it was like, if I'm here and you're here, then who's feeding Peanut Jr.? And then we cut to Yin Yu feeding Peanut Jr. Jade says, guys, do we think Shi Qingxuan put Shailian in drag at some point? I mean, he imagines it. Yeah, he didn't get him to actually be a woman with him, right? He tries to. Shailian does dress up as a woman again later, though, doesn't he? Pregnant woman? Shailian put Shailian in drag at multiple points. Oh my god, that's so funny. When's the third time? Oh, is it when he's like, oh, Hua Chung's my little son, right? The pregnant woman disguise is subtle foreshadowing that Shailian will be pregnant. Rose City says, the difference is Shailian never actually changed his gender like the Windmaster does. Yeah. You know, the whole thing with Windmaster changing his gender is, like, really, really, like, interesting. Like, he had to disguise himself as a woman when he was, like, younger because the fucking Venerable of Empty Words was chasing after him. Like, it's crazy. And then there's the whole thing about how he's worshipped as a woman. Like, he's got history. It's not like he just decided one day and was like, oh, I'm gonna be a woman. Like, he literally had to dress up as a woman to save his life. It's crazy. He definitely loves it, though. Kate, I want to frame that message, and I need you to sign it. That is the funniest fucking thing you have ever said. I have yet to read a Danmei where there isn't at least a bit of breeding. Oh my god. Claire says, yeah, that sort of raising sons as daughters to save their lives, I've seen a lot. Yeah, you know, I've seen that happen in, like, horror movies, and then it's like the guy turns up super fucked up, but it's like Windmaster was just like, actually, this is awesome. Actually, I love it. Yeah, it's kind of like, okay, you don't need to dress like a woman anymore. The coast is clear. It's like, oh no, actually, I think I still need to be a woman. You know? I fucking love Windmaster, and I fucking love the English dub of Windmaster. And I also love, like, super gay, like, dressed as a man Windmaster, too. You're looking for me. Windmaster's so good. Wait, I can do this for fun, too? I love it. Man or woman, I know I am drop dead gorgeous. If I were a mirror, where would I be? Wizard of Moss, the Donghua is so good. The dub it's honestly amazing. Braylee says Kictor is a Windmaster ally. I am. I want to be her. And man or woman, I know I am drop dead gorgeous. Yes, Kate! She gets it. That's one of my fucking favorite lines. Oh my god. Hwa-Chung respecting Windmaster. I love that shit. So good. Windmaster is royalty through and through. Yes. And the first thing you do is piss off the guy who owns the place. God tier dub, honestly, which is fitting, says Caraways. That's funny. I see what you did there. Orion's Belt says, I needed Hwa-Chung and Windmaster to also be besties. It's true, because Windmaster totally gets, like, the social hierarchy of the heavens and, like, how to play people, and Hwa-Chung knows that very well. So it was literally a moment of, like, game recognizes game. When Windmaster was like, listen, there's no use in spreading the good news because the bad news is gonna spread quicker, so whatever. And Hwa-Chung's like, she gets it. Like, he respects it. Arwen says, I keep forgetting to tell you, but you're now a stim. Specifically, you're just like Woo-Young. That's from the Calamity video, right? Oh my god. That's funny. Good night, Braylee! Oh, it's 1 minute to 7. I gotta go have dinner. I appreciate all you guys in the chat. Your positivity is just so much fun. I love seeing everybody be kind to each other and being kind to me, and know that I just love you guys and I love hanging out with you guys. And I always feel so good in the chat, and it's just such a fun, safe place to have ideas and talk about stuff. It's just really, 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 like, something I would never take for granted. So just chatting so casually is so much fun. And just laughing, like, my mouth hurts from smiling every time I stream. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. And same time tomorrow. Yeah, I wonder how far we'll get in book 2. There'll be a new thumbnail. Okay. All right, I will see you guys. I can show you my new jeans. Okay. See you guys.